What is this one? Oh, the Pentagon reveals that Area 51 UFOs were a deliberate disinformation campaign. Oh, yeah. By the way, the Pentagon. Guys, I believe them. I don't know about you guys. I believe... But I love that little... You see the little UFO on the left?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
A Wall Street Journal report last week revealed the Pentagon officials deliberately propagated UFO myths, including those centered around Area 51, to conceal classified programs such as the F117 Nighthawk stealth aircraft during the Cold War. Yeah, okay. Disinformation efforts included fabricating and distributing doctored UFO photos, conducting internal hazing rituals on low-level military personnel. These campaigns misled both the public and many within the military, leading to some officers believing the myths for decades. All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office established in 2022 uncovered tactics prompting 2023 directive to end such internal pranks and disinformation. And it didn't stop until 2023.
It just ended.
Yeah, it just stopped. Connor, what do you think?
So that's what they're... I'm very divided here because this is like a big report, but it also might be completely fake. But then the saying this report is fake hinges on there actually being aliens. But basically what they're trying to say is during the Cold War, they were doing a bunch of classified military research at Area 51, and people kept seeing lights in the sky and everything because it was new stealth fighters and new airplanes and bombers and everything. So they just made up the UFO stories, all the stuff about Roswell, all the stuff about, classified alien research. They just fabricated it. They had military officials go out and give people photos of UFOs, and they told low-level members of the military as recently as 2022 that they were working on classified projects to reverse engineer alien aircraft.
Yeah.
But apparently that was just a hazing ritual, according to what they found.
And Brandon, I'll come to you, and then Rob, obviously I know you want stuff to say about this too, but guys, if you think about it, it could be possible that it's all bullshit, meaning they've been... What's that operation? The
Blue Beam.
Project Blue Beam.
Blue Beam. Well, they're going to stage, I've said this a long time ago, stage a fake alien. Because, bro, think about this. You could control the left with stuff like this. You can control the world with COVID. Everybody kind of comes together. I think there was a test run.
Yeah.
If they stage, because they've been setting this up, a fake alien invasion, but it's so real, Brandon, it's so real that people will lose their mind. Think about with COVID. What happened with COVID?
Obedience.
The world shut down. Everybody went and got toilet paper and water, and that was it. Got home and shit in their pants, scared. Okay? You stage a fake alien invasion. This could be a whole setup, build up, Connor, for that moment. Because the moment that happens, all they got to do is say, hey, guys, I'm the president of the United States. We've just been in a direct contact with alien whatever. Go look outside. That's it, floating outside your fucking backyard. It told us X, Y, and Z, or it will attack.
Well, look at this excerpt from the Wall Street Journal article that we have on screen here.
Read it.
This is, the guy who was heading up this investigation that kind of exposed it. He said, a former Air Force officer was visibly terrified when he told Kirkpatrick's investigators that he had been briefed on a secret alien project decades earlier and was warned that if he ever repeated the secret, he could be jailed or executed. It turns out the witness had been victims of a bizarre hazing ritual. And it goes on to say, they were told they were reverse engineering flying saucers. Codename of that project was Yankee Blue.
Oh, weird.
Many never learned that this was fake. So people spent their whole careers thinking that they were privy to classified alien stuff.
And they weren't.
Apparently, that was all fake. So if you buy this, that means that the United States military has spent decades lying to the public and pranking its own people by convincing them that they're working with aliens. And if you don't believe this and you think this is just them trying to downplay that, then what they're saying here is that, all those people who came out to disclose this information about, everything they worked on, we were just pranking them. It was all fake. We made it up. Chill, bro. We made it up.
I don't believe it.
Remember when they came out with that stupid thing saying that the Russia pipeline that got blown up was like some couple that got drunk and like rented scuba gear?
Yes.
That was the Wall Street Journal too. So, I mean, lost all credibility when they did that.
They've been lost their credibility.
Yeah, so... I don't know, if they're trying to make us think this, then, I start thinking the exact opposite. And, I think Area 51 has probably been, like a sleight of hand thing where it's, like, overly visible. It's like a tourist attraction, so they probably didn't do a lot of crazy stuff there. But, like, even the people who went to the moon first, if you look at the transcripts, they're saying that like they saw all kinds of crazy stuff on the dark side of the moon. I actually think that the moon is probably a spacecraft because of a lot of scientific evidence. What?
No, I'm
believe in the
loving
moon?
this.
Why do you look so amused?
Because I love this.
No, I mean
The moon doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Rob just got physically engorged.
Yes, my laptop lifted because I've been taking Ozempic. And
I was going to ask you about that later,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I mean,
Are you taking something?
no,
Oh,
I think I have health insurance.
That's fine.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Comedians. what are you talking
so
about?
that's my theory, though, is that yeah, aliens are real. They live in the moon and in the ocean, but also we have high tech spacecrafts that we got from their technology that they gave to us in return for us letting them take a few hillbillies per year, like up for experiments.
Can you explain more about your theory about the moon being a spaceship? Because I know you've gone into this before about it being hollow. There's also other weird things that you've talked about.
Yeah, there's a book called Who Built the Moon, and then the Y-Files guy made a pretty good video about it too. Like basically, like on Earth, like the farther down you go, the older the dirt is, or the like I guess material. But in the moon, it's flipped, meaning that's like it's a structural thing rather than like a planetary thing. And then when you land on it, it vibrates as if it's like metal. Then every crater in the moon is like the exact same depth. So like
fuck?
yeah, there's like a lot of things that structurally don't make sense, like that don't line up with how the Earth is or how other planets are, but more like how a structure would be if like it was built.
Do you believe that we ever landed on the moon?
I don't think the first time. But by the way, can you imagine Brandon smoking weed? Can you imagine hanging out with Brandon on fucking weed? Oh my god. But no, not the first time. I love that CIA that we saw the movie Man on the Moon.
No, Fly Me to the Moon is the one
Fly
that
Me
you
to the
went and
Moon.
saw with Pat.
That we saw, and then that day Trump was shot in the head, random. Yeah, getting
Oh
close.
wow, that same day.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I don't believe the first time because it was the space race with fucking Russia. I don't believe it, and I mean
That would mean the
you ever hear
government
the
would have had
transcripts,
to
though?
lie to you and then
they would never
propagate
do that.
propaganda.
Yeah,
that
Rob,
we were the
how dare? Hold on,
Well-
guys. I'm sorry, Brandon.
Yeah.
How?
men are talking.
No, because I wanted to do it without breaking. I wanted to be like, excuse me.
Okay.
How dare you? How? Tell me. Imagine I get emotional. That my government lies to me. You fucking asshole. Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So
I'm sorry. Why would they lie?
there's transcripts of the first time.
Every time I hear trans, I don't know why. Am I the only one that hears transcripts or trans?
Yeah, I'd be like,
just
oh,
thinking about
it's
the
a
gays.
gay.
Go ahead.
Wait,
Yeah.
the Crips are letting in trans people now?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Imagine.
Transcripts.
So when they first supposedly went to the moon, there's these like voice transcripts that we've never heard before that like where they're saying like, oh guys, we're getting some music here or like some sort of communication, and like, oh yeah, we see some stuff here. So like when they went over to the dark side of the moon, they saw some like crazy stuff, and then when the dudes came back, they looked like all petrified.
Like they saw something crazy.
Yeah.
happen?
So-
well,
so
our China
I'm-
has shit on the other
I'm
side.
trying to parse
No,
this
it's the
together
dark side of the
here.
moon.
Because, okay, so if it's questionable we went to the moon in the first place, or
Well, with that theory
yeah,
being,
if we went to the moon and found all this stuff, that would negate the fact that the moon landing is fake. And like if we know,
Right.
okay, there's vibrations and weird structural stuff on the moon, and the craters are all the same depth, like to have these measurements would require us having something on the moon to measure it.
I've come around and think maybe now just the footage was fake.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
maybe we
that's-
actually did it, and what we found was like super disturbing. That's why we never went back.
Well,
but
have
we're
I,
not
have I
allowed
ever
to go
given
back.
you my moon theory?
Yeah.
Yeah, close moon theory.
What the hell's
Which
that?
See, that's my theory is that we're actually not looking at a gigantic moon far away, but a very small moon up close. It's only like maybe a mile or so higher than the average commercial aircraft. We went up there, realized it's tiny. For everybody freaked out and came back and said we were going to lie about how big the moon is.
Oh, that's a theory. Imagine.
And I've just made that up completely, but I like to try to sell people on close moon theory.
I love
'cause-
was it a movie or something that said that like it's like that's the peephole and like bigger people look in and they could see us like those ant farms like they're
Yeah.
just looking in on us.
Well, that was the Truman Show. If you ever watch a Truman
Oh, I
Show,
love that.
Ed, God, what's his name?
Jim
Ed.
Carrey.
Yeah, but the guy that played the guy that was
Ed-
running the
Ed
show,
Harris.
Ed Harris, the base for where the production studio was housed
in the
was
moon.
inside of the
The
moon.
moon.
Really? I never saw that movie.
Whoa,
you for
Brandon,
real?
Yeah.
Brandon, watch the Truman
All right, I'm
Show.
gonna watch
It's
it
fucking
tonight.
trippy.
We're gonna get you high. We're gonna watch the
Truman
Truman
Show
Show
and
and then
live
talk about
stream
the
it.
moon.
We'll live stream it.
There is well, no, we can't do that.
Okay.
No, there is something interesting though. There was a report that came out last week about a guy. It was written in a book in the late '90s by a guy who worked for a program within the government. The name of the program escapes me at this time, but it was all about remote viewing. And what they said were these remote viewers were able to remote view on the moon, and they remote viewed to the dark side of the moon, where they came across alien-like people, but they looked just like us. According to the guy, they were humanoids, is what he called them, but they were definitely not humans. And then they came across alien bases on the dark side of the moon. So there's always been this weird fascination with the other side of the moon, not facing us.
Yeah.
And do you guys give any credence to remote viewing? Do you guys believe
I mean, it's 100% true.
I believe it, but
'Cause I've seen
I
it.
don't believe the results of it.
What do you mean by
Because,
that?
like, okay, so
Well, explain to people what remote viewing is.
this is basically like
Psychics.
they put somebody into some kind of hypnotic state, more or less, and have them try to have an out of body
They
experience
see
on
a
their
different
mind
place
somewhere.
in the world.
Yeah, and usually it involves, we have a location written in an envelope. We're not going to tell you what it is. Just focus on the envelope and try to put your mind there. They've done it where, like, people remote projected their minds to 1 million years ago on the planet Mars and reported seeing an alien race hiding inside pyramids while they wait for ships to launch to take them somewhere else. Like, there's very interesting findings. Like, we even covered a few months ago a remote viewing that said they found the Ark of the Covenant somewhere guarded by mysterious beings. Very odd stuff. But my opinion on aliens, my opinion on remote viewing, it all kind of comes together. Like, I don't necessarily believe in aliens in the conventional understanding of, like, little green men from another planet who built a ship and came here. What I believe in are demons and
I
things in
believe
the
those too.
spiritual realm that are around us that we can't perceive. So when I hear stuff about remote viewing or people experiencing UFOs, people seeing aliens, all this stuff, I believe that they are actually experiencing something. I just don't believe that the entities responsible for giving them that experience are benevolent or to be trusted. So it's like, oh, well, I tapped into dark psychic forces to cast my mind onto the dark side of the moon. Yeah, I believe you touched on something. I believe something showed you a vision or, put your mind somewhere. I just don't know if you should trust it. I think it showed you what it wanted you to see.
And can I say one thing, but not to go off? I mean, I'm going to go off topic, but just to go back to the rioting story. ABC7 confirms that the criminal aliens arrested in that LA...
Which aliens?
The illegal... the illegal ones, which technically they'd be illegal too because they're coming through a border, they're coming through space.
Well, no, the Eisenhower made a deal with them.
Yeah, if we did the Treaty of the Greys, they're allowed to come down
exactly.
anytime they want.
But so ABC7 confirms that the criminal aliens that were arrested in LA at that thing in the passenger, a murderer, a rapist, and another guy that was a criminal. So they're burning down the city for rapists and murderers.
Newsom,
Good job,
2028.
Newsom in California, you bunch of freaking losers. Anyway, go ahead. Go back to aliens.
No,
Isn't that
but-
crazy? Then we get criticized for liking Trump and also liking Elon at the same time. Oh, you love fascists, but they literally love criminals.
They love they love fucking
Well, the
criminals.
last time they burned down the country was for a serial drug user, violent
that
criminal.
was the summer of love. Okay.
Definitely.
loving to burn shit and drop it
Yeah,
to the
but back to the other kind of aliens. Yeah, that's my take on the remote viewing stuff. Of like, I believe when you make yourself suggestible and open yourself up to that kind of thing, something is going to step into that gap and sometimes show you stuff. I just don't necessarily know if it's to be
Think
trusted.
about when we see them the most, though. Like, we see aliens the most when we're on the brink of nuclear war, when wars are going on. Like, during World War II, there was that whole thing, the Battle of Los Angeles, where there's, like, that famous picture where there's, like, dozens of unidentified flying objects above the beach. You ever see that?
yeah. Well, what about all the drones in fucking Jersey recently?
Yeah, but
Nobody,
those-
nobody
yeah,
even
but
told
they
you.
Another thing Trump never told us about.
that's another thing that he said
they,
he was.
they
and he didn't do.
identified it immediately.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they lied about it immediately.
No, they lied.
Okay, well, then what kind of explanation are you? It wasn't.
Well, he said it's ours, right?
Yeah,
No,
he
he
came,
said it
he
was
came
all-
out and said that the initial drones were survey drones, and then everything else was hobbyists flying drones.
Well, what were they
off to try to
surveying?
see the other thing. They were just doing land flyovers, then it turned into a mass hysteria thing. But if you don't buy that explanation, then there's no possible way Trump could ever explain it in a way that satisfies
Trump said
you.
he didn't know what it was, and then he said that it was flying
No,
over.
he said he didn't know what it was before he got inaugurated. Then they came in and they confirmed it.
No, he said he
Like,
did know what it was. He said, I do know what it is, and they should be telling you about it, but I'm going to tell you about it when I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he did.
And it wasn't a big deal. Why do you say they should be telling us about it?
Well, because it was a simple matter of you had Republican guys going on, or major media platforms and saying, "Oh, there's actually an Iranian mothership somewhere off the coast launching spy drones," or no, it's China. No, we lost nukes. There's a nuclear warhead somewhere.
We had that
country."
guy on, so we did. We had him on
No,
twice.
and look, these were all valid theories at the time when we had a
Iran wouldn't have that tech.
we had a presidential administration that was being ridiculously cagey about weird objects flying in the sky over New England and the other states in the area.
Now this one's being cagey about the Epstein files.
Yeah, then that's a whole other matter. But
so-
with the Jersey drones, it was just the regular drones up there. We identified them, but you just don't trust the explanation.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, because they're giving us reasons not to trust their explanations.
I don't trust. Yeah, give me a reason to trust you, and I will. The moment 90% of your shit is lies and bullshit, bro, I'm telling you right now, it's all a lie. Everything that you we think, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, just flip it.
Just literally, and I'm telling people, bro, at the end, because I mean, we have to do this because we're on a podcast and we talk about it. But just, guys, I'm telling you, God's gonna come. This whole thing is gonna end before. If you die in the interim, okay, I'll pray for you. But this is all gonna end like that at a blink of an eye. Time is fucking flying, and when God comes, God's coming like a thief in the night. And I don't know if you guys know this or not. Thieves don't call, they don't email, they just show up. And this shit is getting wild. But anyway, I want to move on to the next topic. I don't know why the fuck I went to something that's we're all gonna die. But I'm like, hey, just imagine that every topic. Hey guys, just FYI, with whatever's happening, you're gonna die. You're gonna die.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe.
You're gonna die.
But you're gonna die after you do it.
It's a memento mori. It's an established tradition to remind people of
Yeah,
their
you're
death.
gonna die. Don't take life too serious because you're gonna die. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.